life, yeah, I don't mean business or a job, I mean life. The one key thing about life is your network. You guys know what that is? What's the network? Huh? Connection, okay, connection. Relationship, very good. People connection, okay. Contact, very nice. So what are all these? Contact, connection, relationship, what are all that? Who's that?
People.
Friends, people, okay? I can tell you that the reason why and who I am and where I am in life today, I can tell you with great certainty that it had nothing to do with my degree, my experience, okay, or even my education or upbringing. Alright? Each and every one of you here today has an opportunity to really develop yourself and change your circumstances, your environment, and the conditions that you are in right now. Do you know that? Do you believe that?
Yes.
I can't hear you. My God, this lunch is really heavy. Do you believe that?
Yes.
I can't hear you. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Good. Okay? And the reason for who and where you are today is something where you had at one point in your life thought about or you didn't think about. Perhaps you just allowed life to happen. You didn't create it. Okay? But where and how you are going to get to where you want to be in life are the people and the connections and the relationships and the contacts that you make along the way. And who you choose to be with and to make that relationship and connection with as you go along in life will open up the world of opportunities. Okay? So, I will now like to introduce to each and every one of you my business partner, and I never knew her before. We just met about 3 years ago through a very strange way of meeting. Okay, again, it was through connections. Okay, and through connections, although I knew the person that connected us 3 years ago for more than 10 years, I never knew that he had such an incredible and amazing daughter. Okay? And my business partner now, and she's been through an incredible journey. She was an ASEAN scholar. Do you know what an ASEAN scholar is? You know ASEAN scholarship? They're very, very rare. Okay? She was an ASEAN scholar. She won a scholarship, one of the very few in Malaysia, and she studied in Singapore. The Singapore government paid for her to study in Singapore, and she went to one of the top universities in the world, NUS, National University of Singapore. Okay? She was also an ASEAN scholar for the NUS. Okay? And she came out from university, and like most of us, when we go to university, you know, we're very much conditioned and programmed to really go out there and get a job. Am I right? So, like most of us, she went out to get a job. Okay? And she climbed ranks to become one of the top executives in major international companies. She became a GM as well, a general manager in Kuala Lumpur. She was sent to Kuala Lumpur after working several years in Singapore. And when she was here, she had an opportunity to be one of the designers for Cyberjaya. Okay, the IT infrastructure. That's a major cyber city. If you guys know Silicon Valley, just imagine that here. So she was one of the people that was involved in that. And subsequent to that, she decided that she was going to venture into her own business. Okay? So she ran her own business for more than 8 years, and she not only grew a business in IT and recruitment in Malaysia, serving some of the top multinationals like Shell, HP, yeah, and all the big companies internationally, but she also grew it out in a country that she doesn't speak the language. One of the biggest countries in the world that has US 1.4 billion people, okay? China. Okay, and she ran her business there, she grew it there, and she sold her business recently, and now she has embarked into a speaking engagement because many companies seek her out, even right away from South Africa to Singapore to Hong Kong. And she's a virtual entrepreneur. So I'm not going to spill the beans. She's going to come out here and also share a little bit of what that's all about here together with all of you. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Okay, so please give a warm clap to Miss Dephy.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm going to. That's a very nice introduction. Thank you very much, Adelene. So now, good afternoon to each and every one of you.
Good afternoon.
You know, people say in Malaysia, people are very warm and very sincere. I'm not feeling it, I'm not seeing it, okay? So I'm just going to walk out to the corner here, and then I'm going to pretend that I came into the room for the first time, okay? And I'm going to say good afternoon to you guys, because I mean it, and I'd like you guys to say good afternoon back to me, like you mean it. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking really hard. What could I share? What could I tell? You know, people, I believe you're between 18 and 26. Am I right? Anybody older than 26 here? No? 26 and a half, perhaps, huh? Okay. And anybody younger than 18? Yeah. Okay, there you go. So I was thinking to myself, what could I possibly contribute to your life today in the next 3 hours that is going to add value to your life? How am I going to be able to share something with you that you can take away and make use of for the rest of your life? Okay? And I know whenever, you know, when I was your age, between 18 and 20 something or other, before I had all the white hair, whenever someone with white hair comes up to me and attempts to want to talk to me, the first thought is, I don't need your advice. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants advice. So I'm not here to teach you. I am not here to advise you. Okay? So we're going to what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you know what I think. I'm going to let you know why I did some of the things that I did in my life. And I'm going to let you know how I came about to do some of these things in my life. Is that okay with you? Yes. Is that all right? Yeah? Hey, I'm not hearing a response.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, here's the thing. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what the school education system is like now in Malaysia. But during my time, I was, you know, in primary school in Malaysia, and I studied into secondary school, mid-secondary school, and in those days, everything was in Bahasa Malaysia. At that time, I could only speak 2 languages in my life. English, which was just enough for me to order food, but my better language was Bahasa Malaysia. I could actually go around, I could speak to people, I could debate, I wrote pretty well. So I was very good in that language because the school demanded it, the education system was there. And guess what? At that point in time, I had to go to Singapore. Okay? I had to go to Singapore to get the remainder of my education. It was a decision that was just made, I don't know, in 2 weeks. And I couldn't decide if that decision was a really good or bad decision, because in just 2 weeks, packed my bags, landed in Singapore, and you know what I found out? The Singapore education system is completely in English. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. We didn't have Google at that time to tell us. So I didn't know that. And when I landed up in class in school with a whole different bunch of classmates, a whole different bunch of friends, and looking at the books, and I'm like, subtract. Tolak. Okay, maybe it's tolak because the sign says tolak, right? Or, you know, campur, or dara, or bahagi. You know, just very simple stuff in math. It took me a long time to figure out what the English question was asking me. Okay? And not only that, there's the geography, right? There is the history. There is science. All those terms that you learn in Bahasa, I don't know how many of you guys here studied in Bahasa? Oh, you studied here. Did you guys study in Bahasa? Yeah? Okay. And some of these terms are so different from the English term, you can't make it out. And I had, you know, and in school at that time, we have English literature. In Malaysia, we've never heard of Shakespeare. Suddenly go there, I'm studying English literature with Shakespeare, with thou and thine and all of that stuff. It was just a decision just like that. And my life changed. And I wasn't sure if that was the best decision that I had ever made to go to Singapore, or the worst decision in my life. Because school had started. Examinations were on the calendar. It's either I pass or I fail. And if I fail, guess what happens? They send me on a one-way ticket home. I don't particularly want to go home on a one-way ticket. Right? So what choices did I have? Studied? Yeah, but do you know what I studied? The fastest way for me to know an English word when I didn't know is using a what? A dictionary. You were right. I started looking up the dictionary. And then what did I do? Because there were so many words that I didn't know. Guess what I did? I studied the dictionary. And I made it a point that every day I would read some pages in an English dictionary, I would pick out the words, and I would learn how to spell it. So if you ask me, when you talk about communication, people say, oh, where do you come from? Did you go study in the US? No, just there, Singapore. Singaporeans don't speak like you. Well, they didn't study the dictionary when they were my age. Right? I did that out of need. But more importantly, I did more than I was supposed to do. Do you understand me? I did more than I was supposed to do. And I studied the dictionary, and you know, it was just from there that I realized, because I knew more words than my peers, I could survive better. Am I right?
Yeah.
I could read books. I could understand it faster. When my teacher speaks to me, I don't have difficulty OCR translation. You guys know Google Translate. That's kind of translation in your brain, right? I could understand what the teacher was saying. And because I had more vocabulary, I was able to respond like an adult, like a professional, like someone who already, you know, had some words in the vocabulary. And that was so important. So if you ask me really, what is communication all about? What is the most effective thing in communication? Why is it that people keep saying, I want to learn more communication, I want to learn more communication? Well, let me tell you something. The English Oxford Dictionary has 200,000 approximately, 200,000 English words, distinct English words. The average native English speaker knows between 12,000 to 20,000 English words. Native English speaker. Malaysia is not native English speaking, am I right?
Yes.
How many words do you know? Now, if you know 3,000 English words, that 3,000 and 200,000, how many percent of that? How many percent is that? 0 point? Yeah, exactly. Now, if you take your money and you go to the bank and they give you 0% deposit, would you accept it? It's not enough interest, is it? Right? So if your English is equivalent of a deposit amount or deposit interest, that doesn't interest you, what makes you think? Right? What makes you think that it's going to work for you when you grow up? I'm sorry, I would consider below 14 or grown up. Right? Okay, I'm just kidding. Am I so serious or are you so serious? Okay, so here is the thing. Sometimes when you talk about communication or effective communication, you got to put in your effort. If you have a lot of words, am I right? If you have a lot of words, then there's a lot of ways that you can say something. You don't just repeating the same 20 words that you use every day. Don't you laugh when your kid brother or kid sister just uses the same 5 words. Mom, I want to eat. Mom, I want to eat. Dad, I want to eat. Because they only know one word. What do you want to do now? Eat. That's a vocabulary of what? A 6-month-old, right? Right? And they only have that number of words. So when you start to grow up, you need to increase your vocabulary. Okay? And the easiest way that you're going to do that is when you put in some effort, some real effort, and actually go memorize some of the, some of the spelling, some of the words. Just read the dictionary for a storybook. Okay, get away from the extra awanis, get away from the Chong Chinese movies or whatever that you have on extra. I don't know, I say Ching Chong because actually I don't understand it, right? So I think it's very Ching Chong, yeah, we're going to have Ching Chong Chinese New Year soon, so, so spend some hours to enrich yourself. Let me tell you, you've got to think about, here's what you've got to think about. You've got to think about what your communication is going to be like in 3 to 5 years from today. Am I right? You're going to plan to buy a house, you probably have that on your books. You want to plan to buy a car, you probably want to plan to get married to somebody. Am I right? All of that is in your plan. You probably want to plan to be a manager, or bigger than that, a senior manager or whatever, by that age. But did you plan to how you're going to be better in communication? Did you plan how many words you're actually going to own by that age? Yeah, are you guys with me? Okay? So I hope that first little bit was very important, because that was very important for me. That was a turning point in my life when I had to know more words than I needed to know on a daily basis. I had no choice, and however, the situation, I took a situation and I made sense out of that, and I put effort into that situation. And because of that, if you talk to me today, well, I have some decent range of words. Yeah? Okay? And that has helped me to survive what? I'll tell you, it has helped me to survive what? It helped me to survive document reading. It has helped me to survive when I talk to a variety of different professionals. Like, you have professionals in the medical industry, they use some strange terms. You have professionals like in your lecturers or whatever, they use some strange terms, right? You read some books, they have some big words. It has helped me to survive that. Okay? So that is kind of really one of the key reasons that I can't get where I want to be today. If I had to pick up a pen and write an article, I have a range of words. Okay, guys? So here's the thing, right? Go get some vocabulary. Okay, first step in communication. Does that make sense? Yes. Right, guys? Okay, good. So, here's what we're going to do. First game of the day. First game of the day. Right. A little bit about me. Can't really see that, can you? Okay. Let me try and get this. Let me try and get this. How does this work? Okay. So communication skills, communication skills, communication skills. Okay? So we're going to play a little game now. And this first little game comes with a little bit of a prize.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
They love
You
prizes. They
can't.
love prizes.
Yeah. Okay. So this game, everybody must work on your own. Okay? So we're going to flash a little bit of a crossword puzzle. I can tell you that there are 9 distinct words in that little crossword puzzle thing. Okay? 9 distinct words. And the words are really animals. Okay? 9 animals in that little thing. Now, you're going to be given about a couple of minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah? Okay, 2 minutes. However, the person who finishes first, please raise your hand so that we know who you are. And if you got all the 9 correct, you get a prize for today. We're going to have Dato' Anusha, come up later and, share with you that prize, okay? So, are we ready? Pen and paper, folks. Are we ready? Ready? Couple minutes, yeah? Good. Go. 9. Alright, so we have a winner. Alright, 2 minutes. Yeah, we do. Okay, so 2 minutes up. Now who managed to complete 9 animals from there? Okay, were there anyone who didn't manage to complete the 9 animals? Did anybody not manage to find the 9 words in there? Yeah? Okay, alright guys. So yeah, I'll tell you something about games like this. Okay? So aside from trying to look for words, words are actually patterns. They are actually visual patterns. And when you're actually reading a lot, when you're actually spending some time, with books or you're actually spending some time writing or whatever, words are actually patterns. And you know what speed reading is about? Speed reading is not about reading every single alphabet in that book. It is really just about scanning. Okay? So games like this, if you read a lot, if you communicate a lot, if you write a lot, you're going to find that one look at things like this, you can see words immediately because the patterns are already there. Are you guys with me? Yes. So knowing good words really helps you guys. Okay? I know you're a little disadvantaged. Would you guys like to just help by moving the board? Because we're going to have another game later. Move the board. So if you guys can just help move the board. Well, you don't have many friends, do you?
Yeah, can move totally to the side also. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay? So, good. First game, and we have a winner. Your name, please? Would you like to stand up and say it?
My name is Adelene.
Thank you. How old are you? 20? Are you working?
I'm waiting for my results.
You're waiting for your results. Are you working? Okay. Good. All right. Very good. So, end of first game. Now, second game that's coming up. All right. So I'm just going to put this on stall for a little bit, and I would like that you guys that we don't pay attention to what's on the board for a moment. So I'm just going to leave it here. Okay. So we will come to the second game, the fun bit of the game. Now, Forbes in 2013. A Forbes report, Forbes, right? Forbes, a newspaper, right? Forbes report showed that for every graduate position available, there were 118 applicants for that position in the US. Okay? That was in 2013. For every one single position available, there were 118 people who applied for that position. I ran a recruitment company in Malaysia. For every one fresh graduate position that opens up in a Big 5 company, there are over 200 applicants for that position. You know what that means? For every one position that you apply for, or that you apply for, there are 5 times the number of people in this room who are applying for the same job that you are. How does that feel? Isn't that an oh shit moment? An oh shit feeling in your stomach? Don't you feel like, what on earth am I doing applying for jobs? Don't you get that oh shit moment? Because if you didn't, I got that oh shit moment. Right? It's a horrible feeling. It's like crap. You know? And I thought I'd be the only one wanting this job, but no. No. For every single job that you guys apply, okay, there is no less than 100, 150 other applicants who are applying for the same job. So let me ask you something. 100 or 150 applicants, 118 in the case of that position or positions in the US, the average numbers. If you have the qualification, the other 117 people have the same qualification as you. Am I right? If you have a piece of paper that says blah, 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 117 people are going to have that exact same equal knowledge as you. Am I right? Yes. So then the question is, how are you going to distinguish yourself? What are you going to do to distinguish yourself? Are you guys with me? Yes. Because I think, really, you know, here's another little bit of a story for you. When I first came out of the university, mind you, I came up with one of the top universities in the world at that time. You know how many letters I had to write in order to get a job? 187. And we didn't have internet at that time. We don't hit the send button. Okay? We actually had to go, type it out on this little thing called the One Star or the Lotus, whatever as it was called at the time. Print the darn thing out, stick a 20-cent stamp on it, and then send it to a company. 187. Now, how many of you, when applying for a job, or applying for a good job, have actually written more than 50? Raise your hand. Yeah. We're not in the same league, guys. We're not in the same league, right? Now, 187 letters. Why 187? Could I have taken jobs that I didn't want? Yes, I could. Could I have taken jobs? Could I have taken things to do that I felt were easier to do? Yes, I could. I would have gotten those jobs. I would have gotten a job maybe helping out in a shop somewhere, being an administrative person somewhere, being this, being that, okay? But you know what? I had something in my mind, and I was very sure that that was what I wanted to do. I had it in my mind that being a system engineer or a software engineer, as it was known as at the time, was the most correct thing in my mind that I had to do. So when I applied for a job, people call me for a variety of different positions. I applied for that, they offered me something else, like, you know, customer service or something, right? Because companies just want to fill the positions. I said no. Because I had it in my mind that that was what I want to do. Eventually, after something like 8 to 9 months, I got what I wanted. It was a pretty decent thing at that time. So that was okay. The question is, many of you today either are not sure where you are heading with what you want to do. You're not clear what you are heading for. You're not sure where you want to be. Okay? And if you know there is something that you want to do, you want to be, or you want to have, you would actually put that in your mind. Now, because I wanted to be a system engineer, what did I do? What did I have to do? I had to behave like I was already a system engineer even before I got the job. I had to speak like one. I had to have some knowledge. When I go for an interview, they're going to say, okay, well, so what's the thing that you've been doing the last 3 months? What am I generation. But I have to do things that would enrich me in order to get what I want. Now, why is that? Because if there were 118 people who applied for that job, all 118 of us have the same qualification. And if I wanted that job, I have to have done more. I have to have put in my effort to do something more. I actually have had to, learn more. I actually have had to do some things that perhaps didn't pay me, but I learned something from. Okay? So if you guys really want to go out and get a job, you know what? Like I said, I've been a recruiter at a recruitment company for Malaysia, and one of our clients was HP. And every time they open a position for graduates, over 200, some positions, they come up with 400 plus applicants for one position. Your time is worse than mine. Okay? That's for sure, that I can tell you. Then you have to ask yourself, what do I got to do to be better? What do I got to do to be better than the other, 117 or 199, whatever that number is? What do I got to do? What do I have to know? What could I have had to experience that would give you the job that you want? Or that would give you the opportunity that you want? Some of you may be entrepreneurs already. Some of you may have written something and are looking for investment companies. Some of you maybe, have done some software. And there are a lot of these young people today. Okay? You've written something, you've gotten some great ideas. You're looking for someone to invest in your company. You're looking for someone to invest in your ideas. Right? But then they're going to not talk about how good your idea is. They are going to talk about whether you have the knowledge and the capability to build a company. Did you know that? Did you know that? Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, people don't invest in ideas these days because there's just too many. They look for skills. They look for people who have the willingness, the determination, the capability to be more than the other 199 people who apply for the job. Are you with me?
Yes.
Really? You're with me?
Yes.
Okay. Good. So this is really so important. I cannot stress, and then when I look at the numbers in Malaysia, numbers of people, the number of young kids who come out and actually, there are so many things that seem to be lost, and I spoke to one or two of your friends or whatever earlier that was just now, and I feel quite sad. There's so many missing opportunities. Okay? But remember, if you want a job, the employer does not owe you the job. Your qualification. Here's my quote for today, right, for you guys. Your qualification tells people what you know. Your attitude tells people what you can be. And employers hire based on what you can be, not what you can. Because too many people know the same thing. Am I right? Okay, guys? So it's so important, yeah? So, if you understood and you were with me, there's so many times when actually we go for an interview, we're in our boss's environment, we meet with some wonderful people, sitting up in the corner there, some wonderful, wonderful people who can connect you, people who can get you places, people who can help you find some investors for your ideas, right? And you know what? Said the wrong thing. Have you ever had those oh shit moments? Have you ever had those oh shit moments? Because I have. Right, I'm older than you guys. I'm older twice. So definitely I've had my oh shit moments. So the thing is this. We're going to run through and we're going to have a second little game. And for me, these are very common things that young people say when they either go for an interview or they potentially meet, some people in a lift as they're going home up in their condominium. They meet the person. They know this person's already successful, but instead of saying the right thing, they end up saying the wrong thing, right? So here are some 6 very, very common things that I believe young people say. And I would like you guys to work in a group, and I'd like you to positive statements for all 6 of these scenarios. Can we do that?
Yes.
Now, I think us work in a group means that you do have to offer your opinions. You have to weigh each other's suggestions. Okay? And when we are done with that, I'd like that each table selects one person to come up and offer their suggestion to the group. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay, good, great, thank you. So I am going to show you, we have how many minutes for this? 5, 3? Okay. Okay, so you guys have, come on. You guys have 3 minutes. Okay, so I want to hear serious discussions, right? How many people go up and say that to an employer? And then you go, I'm here to learn. So you got 3 minutes. Okay. We are here. Okay? So now I'd like you to select one person from your group who's going to come up here and just articulate what you guys have put together, the best answers that you have selected from your group. Small people, it's Saturday. Okay? We're here to have fun. Okay? So we're going to have one person. So please select one person from your group, who's going to come up and actually, come up and say those answers as if you were really in an interview and you mean what you said to the employer. But if you mention the questions, you now need to make a response. So, table 1. Who's coming up? Table 1. I'll come back to you. Table 2. Who's coming up? Oh, come on, guys. Doesn't matter. Just come on up. Yeah, come on up. Good. Table 3. Come on, some support. Yeah. Table 3. Who's coming up? Oh, who's table 3? You guys are. 3. Who's table 3? That one. Okay, table 3. Who's coming up? Table 4. Who's coming up? You're? Come on up. Table 5. Okay, good. Come on up. Table 1. Table 1. Having a conference. This is United Nations. Okay. Table 6. Who's coming up? Coming up. Good. Okay, so please line up. You came up first, so you first, and then you first, and then the ones who go. Come on, the rest of them. Okay, good. So yeah, take the turns according to the time that you came up. The sooner you come up, the better luck is going to be. Here's the thing. No repetition. So the person who came up first gets to speak first. Anyone behind, no repetition. Okay? So that's a rule. So you're going to say your name. I'm going to do this. So you're going to say your name. You're going to tell people what your name is. And then you're going to say your question and yes. Yeah? Good.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Hi. So, 6 things that employers do not want to hear. I'm here to learn. The employer will be asking, what are you doing here? Maybe, what are you doing here? So, then you should say that I'm here to give benefits to the company, how to develop skills and do more good stuff for the company.
Number 2?
I should be paid paid XX according to my friend. So the employer should ask you like, how much should I pay you? How much are you expecting from us? So then you should say, I should be paid according to my capabilities. Yeah, and next, I don't want to travel outside Klang Valley. So you should be saying that I don't mind traveling outside Klang Valley, but I wish to be situated in Klang Valley. Yeah. Okay. So number 4, I cannot work late because I need to be home early. You can say that I cannot work late because I don't have any transport to go home. Yeah. Number 5, must I come to work every Saturday? Is it possible if I don't come on Saturday?
Alright.
I don't want to do extra work. I will do the extra work if it benefits the company. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Norlida and I'm from Group 6. And what we have come up for this activity is for number 1. I am here to learn. We figure out that company don't really want to pay you so that you can learn. So for the first one, we thought that it's better for you or us, the employees is to say that I have the capability that you need in order to make your company grow. Wow.
If you are the employer, would you be happy to hear that answer? So clap as loudly as you believe.
We kind of find things like, according to my friend, is not really that formal, so it's better to say that, oh, I have made a research on this, and or we should say that according to my knowledge on this the job, I believe I should be paid with amount of money that you think is right. Next is, I don't want to travel outside family. This is like, we think like this is not really correct to say. Like if you want the job, you have to give everything. So we just to say, I am willing to go wherever your job will take me. Number 4, I cannot work late because I need to be home early. And number 5, 4 and 5, we can put it together. I am ready to dedicate my effort and time in order to help the company. I am willing to do whatever it takes for the job.
I come from Group 2, and I'm here to present what we have discussed. So the first one, I'm here to learn. Our group thinks that we should not give that answer, but we should say, I'm here to give my best. I'm here to contribute as much as I learn. Yeah. Then for the second one, I should be paid XX according to my friend. Similar to the previous group, but we said, according to market research, I'm expecting the range of from this amount to that amount. Yep. For the third one is, I don't want to travel outside Klang Valley. Our group thinks that we should say, I'm willing to travel anywhere that is being sent, and willing to explore wherever that is we are being required to go. Yep. And for the fourth one, I cannot work late because I need to be home early. Would be, I'm committed to work as long as I'm required to, and as long as there are work to be done, I'm committed to do my best to work and complete the job and task that is given to me. Once I come to work every Saturday, I would probably ask the employer itself that am I required to work on the Saturday, and if I do, I would be willing to work on the Saturday and complete whatever that is given to me as my task. I do not want to do extra work. I would not say that. I probably would say that I'm willing to learn more and to take on many roles that you are willing to give and hand it to me, and I will take it as an opportunity every time that there is new things to learn.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Hello. Well, some of my answers are repetitions as the previous move, but I guess that's...
It's good, it's reinforced learning.
Yeah. Well, the first thing, I am here to learn. What I would say instead of that is, I'm here to contribute my experiences to this company as well as I can, and at the same time gain knowledge from what you have to offer. And the part where I should be paid XX according to my friend, well, I would say based on the experience that I have and on the average rate that is given to my occupation at the moment, I would think that you would pay me handsomely. But it's not about whether what you give me, it's about how I can give you money itself. How I can make money for you. I don't want to travel outside Klang. I would just most probably say that I don't mind the change of scenery. I don't mind the change of environment. But preferably, I do feel comfortable here in KL. But if needed, I don't mind going outside of this area. Now, the part where I cannot work late, and number 5 as well, must I come to work like every Saturday? I would just say I will try and prioritize my time as well as I can. But if there are emergencies in such as family matters and everything, then I would still have to attend to that instead of working if that is permitted. Now, I do not want to do extra work. I would say, well, whatever workload you have put upon my plate, then I will try to finish it as fast as I can, as efficient as I can, and as well as I can.
First, 16 that employer do not want to hear. First, I am here to learn, and 16 that employers want to hear. First, my group, I would like to contribute my skill and knowledge to this company. And the second one, I should be paid as to according my friends. Okay, since the employee want to hear is, I'm willing to accept your offer minimum pay of amount to prove myself, because my first goal is to achieve to get a job, not the highest salary. Okay, number 3, I don't want to travel outside Klang Valley. I possess my own transport and willing to travel out station. Number 4, I cannot work late because I need to be home early. And I will answer, I'm willing to work overtime until the job is done completely. Number 5, must I come to work every Saturday? I will answer, if I'm required to work on weekends, I am prepared and willing to go to work. And number 6, I do not want to do extra work. And I will answer, I will also be grateful if I was given the opportunity to do extra work to contribute further to this company.
Okay, I'm from 5. My name is Adelene. I'm pretty sure you are, most of you know me. I hate to sound like a broken record, keep repeating itself. with all this repetition, but I'll try my best to use better words for this. Okay. For the first one, I am here to learn. I will put it in. Okay. I am looking for new experience to excel my growth, so that I can contribute more to this company. Okay. For the second one, I should be paid. My friend, I will willing to say I should be paid XXX. But I'm willing to negotiate because I am willing to prove my work to the company itself. If I can work twice as hard, then I'm willing to. I'm asking the company to can pay me more. Then for the third one, I don't travel outside the family. I'm open traveling for the job. It's not an issue for me, but I hope to receive that not in the last minute. Okay. Then for the fourth one. I cannot work late because I need to be home early. Then I would say that if the company feels that I am needed to work late, then I am willingly to. Excuse me. Can I rephrase that? I just forget that happened. Okay. Okay, I cannot work late because I need to be home early. I will just say that I am willing to work for the company. If the company feels that it's necessary for me to work late. As I come to work every Saturday, I will just say I'm willing to work on Saturday as long as I'm given an earlier notice or compensation. Then the sixth one, I don't know what to do extrovert. I am willing to work. I'm willing to work for more for the company if I am given the opportunity. Okay, thank you.
Good. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, the people up here, did they say what you told them to say, or they were talking on their own? Oh, come on, guys. Really? Both. Oh, yeah, they weren't really saying the group stuff, huh? Okay, so I think it was good. How did you guys enjoy that? Yes. Yeah? Okay, good. So is it okay if I give you guys some suggestions or some comments based on this? You want to hear some suggestions and some comments based on this? Yes. Okay. So the reason why I put this up, because believe it or not, 9 out of 10 people come up to a job and they say, I'm here to learn. Okay? And as an employer, I've been an employer before. And I think it's ridiculous. Did you finish learning in school, now you're coming back here to learn? Are you kidding me? Right? So, yeah, it's really one of the worst answers possible. I should be paid X amount according to my friend. And I'm so tempted to ask, is your friend Standards & Poor's? Is your friend Forbes? Is your friend CNN? Because what authority are you throwing at me? Do you understand the problem? So I'm the manager of a company. I'm HR. I have statistics. I know that this job is worth X amount, right? And then you go talk to your friend who's like in his first job, right? And then who has no authority, who's still quite young perhaps, or whatever. And you come and tell me I don't know my job? Are you kidding me? So this answer is not going to really fly according to my friend. I should be paid X amount. Okay, so I'll flash the right ones in a bit. I don't want to travel outside Klang Valley. Oh, you know, when I was 24, my company sent me to the US. 24. I didn't ask to go. Okay? But I was the only possibly, I don't know, maybe the one who would go without asking questions, too much of it. At 24, I got sent to the US. Why was I sent to the US? To negotiate a supply deal. I'm not telling you this to impress you. I'm telling you this because when you accept doing things without question, 15 years later or 20 years later or 3 years later, like me, you look back and you say, heck, I learned so much from that. Are you guys with me? Yes. Yeah? So don't go with the ifs and the but. If you do this, and then but by that, and then if you this, then by that. I never said any of that. So at 24, they threw me to the US. By 27, 28, you know, I had great opportunity. Why? Let me me tell you another reason why, right? When they say come to work on Saturday, you know what I said? What time? What time? If they say, can you work late? Sure. What time? Right? If they say, can you travel? Yeah, no problem. No if, no but, no then, no because. Why? You know why? Can I remind you why you need to get your answers correct and you need to get your mindset correct? You know why? Because if you want that $10,000 job in the next 1 year or in the next 2 years or in the next 3 years, you want to have a $30,000 salary a month in the next 2 to 3 years or 10 years, whatever the time frame is in your mind. Is that too much? Is that why you're looking away? Do you think 30,000 a month is too much? Really? It's not. There are people who earn more than 30,000 ringgit per month in a job in Malaysia, and some of them are not even 30 years old.
Yes, true.
Did you guys know this?
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you now you know. Gosh, right? So if you are thinking that your life and your destiny is all about 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, well, you know what, folks? Upgrade your dream. Okay? It's because you have so many ifs, then, buts, and because. Nothing comes to look for you. No jobs that are great will come to look for you because you got but there, huh? But. Right? If, maybe. People tell me to travel at a time. What day? Oh, where's that going to be again? Do I get any extra money? If they give, I take. If they don't give, I also go. But what happened? At 24, I got sent over to the US to negotiate some supply deal. And it was like one of the fun times in my life. Right? Because I got to go, and here's the thing, guys, you know. I got to go to places that I couldn't afford to pay for a vacation yet. Right? I went to Washington, D.C. And I didn't know where that was, but I had to go. So because I had to go now, I know where it is. Am I right? Okay, guys? So don't say no before you know what you are saying no to. Sometimes the boss comes up and says, hey, are you free on Saturday? Oh, if it's work, I'm not free. What time? Because you know why? He could be taking you out for the next best meeting or the next biggest meeting with somebody. Right? Well, you're going to learn so much. You know what it is? It's a mindset. You have 117 people who are competing with you in that job and you forgot. You gotta remember that. The company doesn't owe you the job. Does that make sense, guys? Yes. Does that really make sense? Remember, you've got to remember whenever you go for an interview, whenever you talk to someone, whenever you see someone in the lift, there you see the beautiful lady sitting in the corner there, when you talk to them, remember that it is you who want something more in life. Am I right?
Yes.
We've done half a century. Oh, well, coming to it. Darn. Yeah, well, yeah, getting there. And you guys are just at the beginning. You have so much more that you can do. Okay? So you gotta learn that it's you who want the life. The life is just gonna be there anyway. Okay? So when you go out, don't say no to stuff you don't know yet. So it's not wrong. Your answers are not wrong. Your answers are not wrong. Let me get that right. Your answers are not wrong. Your answers are not inappropriate. Your answers are all okay. But you would have a better impact with better English, words, better vocabulary. Okay? You would have made a better impact. I like the confidence that some of you guys projected because it's very obvious he'll hire you for confidence alone. And then he'll tell you, go to a customer sales job or whatever, but that's okay. You don't have to be an engineer for the rest of your life, right? So I like confidence. I like the fact that some of you really thought out of the box. Yeah, and I love the team support that's coming out of some of the groups. Okay? So, why is everybody so down? Finally, the rice settled in the stomach, is it? Right? So, the only thing that I feel is most important in this second little bit here, in this learning, is for you to remember that you are the one in competition. The employer is not competing with anyone, they're just which one now. And you've got to have more to offer than the next person who's going to be coming into that room. You are responsible for offering more. And because you're cert, after 3 years, that's a cert, right? You can't change that. So what can you change? What can you change? What can you change to offer the employer? What can you change? Yourself, your mind, your attitude, your willingness. Your willingness is going to do 50 to 80% of the interview, I tell you. You get the answers right, job's yours. Okay? There you go. I'm here to contribute. Suggest an offer based on your evaluation. You say 800, take lah. So what? Does it matter? Well, unless you're married and you have 10 kids, then yeah, I suppose it would. But if you're not, does it matter? Should it matter? It shouldn't matter. The first 3 years of your working life, you get so much more. And the employer's still going to pay you for you to learn. But you don't have to throw that in the face, I'm here to learn. No. Whatever you get in the first 3 years of your working life determines the rest of your life. And if you don't put it in the first 3 years of your working life, I guarantee the rest of your life is just going to be very average. You want to be a high flyer? First 3 years, you put it all in. Every Saturday, every Sunday, every hour that you got. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay?
Yes.
Yeah? So these are some answers. I mean, for me, I think, yes, I will. What time? Okay, sure. Yes, I can. No problem, you know? I'm willing to do more. I want to learn more. So I'll do more. When you say something, make sure it sounds genuine. True or not? Okay lah. Maybe I'll do more lah. I think I can come lah. Right? Can you work on Saturday? I think so lah. But if my mother call me, then I cannot come. Right? It's true. Believe it or not. Right? Young people make that mistake all the time. Strange. So here it is, right? The key here is to be clear what you want to achieve in your job or in your life or in your career. You have to be clear. Let me tell you a story. I've got a friend who owns an automotive maintenance shop. It's a car mechanic shop. Okay? And this friend of mine is an engineer. Qualified in Japan, studied in the US, and came back semi-retired and started up a little car mechanic sort of workshop sort of thing, yeah? And some young gentlemen were very excited to learn about cars. And so they wanted a job at his mechanic shop because this guy's trained and he's not just going and fix up the bolts and the nuts, but really he's an automotive engineer. So the young man went and he started work at about 10 in the morning and they finished work at about 6, you know? And sometimes they stay late. Isn't it normal to stay late? But you know what? Some of these young men decided that it is more important to be home for dinner on time rather than staying late and finishing up the job. Maybe your mom's making a lot of noise. Maybe your girlfriend's making a lot of noise. Maybe you've got 3 kids and your kids are making a lot of noise. But let me ask you a simple question. What kind of skills is going to make you successful by being home for dinner at 7 o'clock on time? I have never heard anybody who comes up, become a multi-millionaire or billionaire, and quotes one of the key learnings as being home for dinner on time. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? So this is a reality. This is what's really happening in young people's lives. Okay? So, anyway, we're going to come up to one last little bit that I'm going to share with you today. So everything that I've shared with you today is not the conventional, these are the rules for speaking English. Am I right? Well, what would you say was one of the things that you learned today? What did you learn today? Come on guys, one table one, very quickly. What did you learn today?
Read the dictionary.
Be clear on what you want.
Read the dictionary. Study the dictionary.
Anybody else? Some people didn't learn anything still. Come on, what did you guys learn today? With people? Okay. Form a network? Okay. Not to be too picky. You can be picky. You can be picky. But you got to be clear what you're picking. Some people are picky without knowing what they're actually picking. Everything is bad. They don't know what's good. Right? Okay, who else? Who's learned anything else? Yeah.
We really need to go the extra mile.
Do the extra mile. Okay, good. What else? What else? What else do you guys learn? Come. Willingness? Yeah? Anything else?
Here.
Yeah, say it.
Be firm with all your answers.
Be clear. Yeah? Because communication, people think that, here's the thing, right? You know, I don't know how many times you guys have picked up phones with customer service, and when they communicate, you know they're communicating out of a book. They didn't mean what they were saying. But this is the real world. I can sense when you're communicating out of a book. It's annoying, right? So if you mean something, make sure it comes from the head, from the mouth, and from the heart. Okay? Mean what you say. Okay, so if you're going to tell somebody, I'll be there. Be there. Don't do the customer service thing. Say only, but don't come. Alright? Okay, good. So now, I'm going to, so based on the things that you have learned today, I hope they have been very, very useful tips. But here's my last little bit of a lesson for each and every one of you. Okay? You're going to spend 12 weeks here. Morning, afternoon, morning, afternoon, morning, afternoon. Am I right? 52 weeks. Well, 365 days minus 12 days. How many days? Balance. Okay, a lot lah. A lot. And here's the thing. You invested the 3 hours, or however many hours that was, to learn something good. But you know what? You gotta have protection, what I call mind protection strategies for the good things that you have learned. Why do I say that? People say communication, communication. You go back, read some dictionary, you go back, communicate well, be firm, this and that, this and that. So you say, these 3 hours. The moment you pick up the handphone, LOL, FOLL, ROL, whatever the thing is that you use your phone. Am I right? You use all these short terminologies, you use all this broken English. Right? Astro, whatever comes on, and that's broken English sometimes. Right? You read stuff that does not contribute to your better English or better whatever language you choose to have. Am I right?
Yes.
And how many days does that happen a year? 365 minus 12 is? Come on, guys. 353. So you spend 12 days of good habit and 353 of
Bad habits.
Who wins? Who wins? The bad habit wins. So, how? How are you going to get better? How are you actually going to create something that's going to be of value for you for the next 353 years? Sure? Sure?
Yeah.
Sure? You check your handphone. Okay. So, how are you going to make sure that you have protected your investment here or wherever else? I'll tell you what it is. You're right, apply. But here's the thing, when I say protect, you're going to need to manage all the rubbish, and you're going to, first and foremost, you're going to recognize what is rubbish and what is not. And you know what? You've got to be able to distinguish the rubbish and the not rubbish. Because you know what? Where does your rubbish come from? Newspapers, news, books, social media. Oh, that one is very, very, very dangerous. But even more dangerous, because all the friends around you are also extending the rubbish from all the social media and everything. So you also have to be very clear, right? You have to manage. It's not about learning things, I tell you. Whatever good you learn, 353 days, bad, that's it, finish. No need to talk already, right? The only only people who are successful in the world today is not because they had good education. Right? Have you researched or not? Have you done some research? Mark Zuckerberg, he come from Stanford and Harvard? No. Right? Can I name a few more? Can't name a few more. Who else is successful? Have a lot of money at least. Bill Gates. Yeah. Abraham. Oh, that's really far for me. I don't have time. But yeah. Okay, there we go. Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs. Oh, another not my generation. Okay. Who else? Huh? Who? The Maiden guy. Okay. What else? Henry Ford. Right, there's so many examples of people, and even when you look around in Malaysia, there are some really amazing entrepreneurs that are coming up, you know, and they didn't have these big, huge qualifications behind them. Right, but what was it that they had? They had strategies to preserve the good things in their mind. Okay? Before the days of the internet, I was born at that time. Before the days of the internet, in order to be successful, there's only a few simple rules in life. Get yourself educated, right? Go get a degree, get some knowledge, get some this, get some that. Get yourself a job, and in the job, get to know some people. Three very, very simple things that you can just use these rules, and you can be relatively successful. You can earn $3,000 ringgit job in, I don't know, 8-10 years. Okay? After the internet, what happened? These rules, do they apply anymore? No. These rules don't apply anymore. It has become, you've got to know these things, but you've got to learn how to protect. Most important is protecting what goes on in your head. And I'll tell you what the problem is. I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is, even though we're trying to protect the things in our head, right? We're trying not to learn the bad things and stay away from it. Okay? But it's all over the place. We are still also living in a society where countries, politicians, legislators believe that education is your only passport to success. It is in the system. But you know that is not the case anymore. Am I right? Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah. You know that. Right? So the question is, what are you doing to be better tomorrow and the day after and the day after? Because you have equal chances as everybody else. What are you doing? What are you going to do? Right? Fair enough. Is that a fair statement? That's a fair statement. Because there's nothing, I mean, you read about, how many of you guys actually tune in to things like Business Insider on Facebook? Oh, you know what that is. The rest of you don't. Okay. Alright, folks. In 2006, I think it was, I set up my Facebook account for the first time. Okay? 2006, and mind you, I come from the technology sector. So when I set up my Facebook for the first time, you know, there were some friends, old classmates, and we just sort of got connected. And for the first 3 months of my life in Facebook, all that I had were pictures of food, pictures of trees, pictures of dogs, cats, bicycles, you know, husband, wife, and kids, birthdays. And I'm looking at all this and I'm saying, what am I supposed to learn from this? Okay? So after 3 months, I just left my account. I never logged in for like a really long time. Okay? So now, much later on in my life, I suddenly discovered that Facebook has got a load of good things. How many people actually follow channels in Facebook? Channels like, I don't know, Brandon Bouchard or Les Brown or Zig Ziglar, stuff like that. Never heard of those guys? Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so there's a bunch of good things that happen in Facebook, aside from just looking at what food other people had for lunch. Right? Go to the toilet, oh. Hair, the makeup, room, you know, this location thing. Oh, guys, you know, really, you have to think for yourself. Right? Yeah, once in a while entertainment, that's okay. But what skill does it contribute to you? What are you doing? 353 days a year, what are you doing? Okay, so you just need to ask yourself that question. Okay, so let's go through the last little bit that I have, okay? And we are going to talk about pouring only good stuff into your mind every day. You spend 12 days here, that is this year. 12 days here, you've got a problem 353, what you're going to do with it. Right? So you're going to make sure you're pouring good stuff into your mind every day. You're going to need to protect the investment that you put into building your mind. It's your investment. You put the 12 days of 6 hours. That's 96 hours. You put that investment in. You are going to need to protect it. Unless time is free for you, but it's not free, right? Okay? So protecting your mind, protecting yourself from ideas or concepts or thoughts of people around you who might be a little bit, you know, sometimes, here's the thing, right, guys? And I have, you know, all of us in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, some of us even in the 50s, I'm in my 40s. And, you know, sometimes the people around us, you know, are still pre-internet generation. Are you with me? So they're still going to say to you, it's very important to be home for dinner on time. But you have to make that decision. Am I right? You have to make that decision. And you have got to say, well, I'm going to finish my work. Or whatever it is that your situation might be. Does that make sense with you guys? Yes. Because it's your life, 5 to 10 years from now. That extra 1 or 2 hours work that you didn't do is not going to affect you now. It's going to affect you down the road. Okay? So think about what you are sacrificing for what. They love you. They want to make sure you are well fed and well taken care of, and you're not going hungry. You're not going looking like an African with no food for, you know, days and months. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Okay? So there we go. Protecting the investment that you put into building your mind. Right? I'm sorry, we're supposed to have a game here, Eddie? We have a game here? We have a game here, no? Yes, let me finish this last one first, okay? And the second part, these are 3 strategies that I believe you guys should just really write down and keep it with you, yeah? Sorry?
About the first one just now, about putting good things into your mind. Yeah. How to read it?
Look at it every day.
Yes, exactly.
Right or not? That's why you come here, 12, that's why I already pointed out the first time. 12 days here, 353, you're doing the same old things back. So what do you do with your Facebook? Go tune into the good channels. Read it every day. The stuff that don't make sense. You know what? A lot of my friends and their chicken pictures and their whatever food pictures and everything, you know what I do? I unfollow. Simple. Unfollow. After all, they're posting food every day. But do they call you once a year? Sometimes they don't have time to even call you once a year. Betul tak? And you are busy following their chicken and rice and duck thingy whatever pictures. Or cake pictures and kids pictures. Does that make sense? No. It doesn't make sense, so don't do it. List. Okay, so unfollow the stuff that don't make sense. Focus and make sure that you are consistently doing things that are, you know, that are going to channel your Facebook. Make sure your Facebook is of value to you. So I found that I get a lot out of Facebook. Okay, I get a lot out of Facebook. And these days, you know, I just have a whole bunch of stuff that inspires me, motivates me, and teaches me at the same time. Okay? So do that. Do that with your Facebook. I mean, you have a lot of other things. Television, ayo, please lah. Your astro stuff, ayo, just need that for your grandmother and your grandmother. Yeah,
exactly. That's all right.
Right? You would have books. Books. Go read some good books. Go read the dictionary for the next, what, 1 year of your life? 1 page a night. Read the dictionary. I'm not kidding. When I went to China, you think I speak Mandarin? Excuse me, do you think I speak Mandarin? I don't. 0 Chinese background. 0. And I went to China. What was the first thing that I did? Read the English-Chinese dictionary. To find some words in there that I could use to order my food, by the way. So there we go, right? Now the second most important strategy for you, you know, if you want to get a good job, if you want to be successful, I mean, a job is just a job, people. It's not the be-all, end-all. A job is a way for you to achieve what? Job, financial freedom, where you come from? Huh? Yeah, you have some way to pay your bills, you get some way to learn something, you know? And, but in reality, right? The job's not going to want you unless it's something that you can give to the job, okay? Now, here's the thing. You want to seek out and build relationships with people who represent the future you. What are you doing with your Saturdays and Sundays? Lucky you're here this Saturday, right? But you've got to start thinking about building relationships with people who represent the future you. What does that mean? Who is the future you? What's the future you going to be like? What is the future you going to look like? How are they going to think? What are they going to be wanting? You know, what are they going to be earning? Can you think of some people whom you want to be in 3 years from now? Let's not talk too long. Let's just say 3 years. Can you think of some people? Come on, guys. Do you know some people in your circles who are already people who you want to be in, you know, you give yourself 2 years maybe, you give yourself 3 years maybe. But you know that that is someone that, hey, I've got respect for that person and that's somebody I would like to be. Right? Do you have somebody in mind? You have already?
Yes.
Good? Good? Who else? Has anybody got nobody in your mind? Okay? So, what you want to do is seek out, build relationships with people who represent the future you. The future you is a keyword. Okay? It's a keyword. Alright? So that's what you should be doing with your Saturdays and Sundays. So, and the last item, believe in who you can be. So, at this point, I think we have a game, Eddie. Alright, so we're coming to the second part, which is going to be, you know, a lot more fun. And what I'd like you guys to do is, you know, just have fun, relax, and yeah. Okay, guys, you guys need a bit of a toilet break? You need a toilet break or not? Yes. Okay, 2 minutes. Quick. The clock is running. Can somebody just help me close that door behind the little thing? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so, guys. Okay, ready? Yeah. Okay, super. Super. All right. So, are some of you be sleeping? Yes? You didn't have your coffee. Okay, we're going to do this then. If you guys are sleepy, I want you to stand up.
35? Oh, thank you. I'm going to buy you coffee. 40s, yes. I just turned 43 last week. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, now, what we're going to do right now is a little bit unique. Are you guys open for it? Yes. You guys open for it? All right, that's great stuff. Okay, now, you know, have you guys heard of Les Brown? Have you guys heard of Les Brown? Yeah. You know who Les Brown is? Yeah. Anybody knows who Les Brown is? Hands up. Heard of him? Okay. You know Les Brown? Tell me about Les Brown.
He's a motivational speaker.
Very good. Okay. Anyone else knows Les Brown? Les Brown? No? No? But you guys going to Google him up? Lesbrown. Yes? Okay, Les Brown. He's one of the top motivational speakers in the world. He has made more than 170 million US dollars over the last 30 years just by speaking. And Dephy does a lot of work together with him. Okay? She works as a speaker, contributes to speaking engagements together with Les Brown all around the world, not just in Malaysia. He was here last year. Okay? Not just in Malaysia, but also in South Africa. You guys know where South Africa is? Yes. You want to go there one day? Yes. Yeah, you're going to get an opportunity. If you're up for it, am I right? Yes. What are you going to have to do for it? Are you going to say, oh, I don't think I have time, I don't have the money, I can't work those hours. Oh my God, it's 15 hours flight, I can't do it. You going to do that? You going to do that? You're not awake yet now. Come on. Come on, stand up. Come on. Come on. You're going to do this. Oh my God. It's a tall guy, huh? Huh? It's a tall guy. Okay, good. This is what we're going to do, right? Okay, you're awake, huh? Okay. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the exercise we are going to do now. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to share, you're going to prepare on your piece of paper in front of you, yeah? You're going to draw out the life that you want in 3 years' time. Is that okay? In 3 years' time. Okay? What you're going to see, and I mean pictures, huh? Not just words. And you're going to put your name there. Okay, that won't be alphabets. Okay, you're going to put your name there, but you're going to put pictures. For example, in 3 years' time, if you see yourself as a business owner, how many of you see yourself as an entrepreneur here, as a business owner? Very good, excellent. Okay, now in 3 years' time, if you see yourself as a business owner, draw yourself as one. Okay, how will you dress? What will you have as a business owner? Okay, I want you to think about it now. Okay, what will you have as a business owner? Okay, what would you have? You know, would you have a family by then? Will you have kids by then? What's the kind of car you will be driving by then? Okay, you guys get the picture? Are you quite clear? And what you're gonna do after that is to stand up in your group and actually speak out within 60 seconds the story. Alamak, so loud, I can hear. It is about effective communication.
That means we have to present our 3 years.
Yes, yeah. How will you look like? How will you dress? If you're a top executive in a company, how will you dress? What's the position? What is the career line that you want to have? How much you want to earn? How much you want to see in your bank account by 3 years' time? What year would that be? What year is it now? So, 3 years' time. Okay, very good. I'm just hoping that my co-facilitator here is with me on this. Okay? You guys get it? Are you quite clear what you need to do? Okay, you're going to be given 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes to do that. Okay, you want to clear in your mind? Exactly what to do, right? Okay, 2 minutes to do that. And when you draw this, you have to draw pictures out, yeah? Because we think in pictures. We don't think in words. Question, yes. Huh? It's okay, I can't draw neither. But you know what? When I did this in the Les Brown workshop that I went for, I can't draw. I get you know, do you guys do arts in school? Do you do art? You don't do art? You do? You do? Some of you guys do art. Well, in school, in my days, we had to do art. Yeah? And I always failed art. Okay, I don't know. I always failed art. I don't know why. Alright? So, when I was asked to draw, I thought, oh my god, I can't do this. Okay, but you know what? If you just free yourself up, free your mind up, and just have that picture in your mind, how you would look like. Draw something. Okay? Even the house that you want to have, or the condo that you want to have, the lifestyle that you want to have. Okay? So just to give you an explanation, like for this, you can start. Thank you. Thank you for helping me and giving me the confidence. Okay? So what I drew out over here, I wrote my name. Okay? And I had a sun here. Alright? And I had a little butterfly. Okay? And I had some flowers. Okay? So what this represented and what I shared was I am in transformation. The butterfly represented transformation. Okay? Transformation. Alright? Whose transformation? My transformation. As a person. The person that I was becoming. The woman that I was becoming. The business owner and entrepreneur, evolving as an entrepreneur as well. Okay? And the flowers represented growth. My growth. My wealth, my financial wealth, the people that I was with, the relationship growth, the person that I was become, and what I was going to contribute to people and humanity at large. Okay? And the sun represented me shining from inside out. Okay? Alright? So, you can have some metaphors, some pictures that represent metaphors, like what I'm just sharing. Okay? So spend this time, really think about who you want to become. Because this is the perfect opportunity for you to really decide, not who somebody thinks you should be, okay, or who somebody thinks your career should be, but who you want to become, the life you want to lead. Okay, please remember to put your name on it as well. Please remember to also put whatever figure it is that you want to see. Yeah? Money is not everything. But you know what? When you do have the kind of money and you have the kind of financial freedom, it gives you the kind of options and choices in life. Okay? So don't be afraid. Put anything that you want. This is for you. This is not for someone else, and you will not be evaluated on it. Okay? This is you creating your life. 2018. Who will you be by then? Open your mind up. Relax. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be the best art. But create exactly what you want. So completely relax, open yourself and your mind up. And write your name on that piece of paper. Make it beautiful. You don't have to know how you're going to get it. Okay? You don't have to know how it's going to get done, where you're going to get the resources, where you're going to get skills. It doesn't matter. Okay, time's up. Good. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to call, you guys going to number yourselves again within the group, okay? Yeah? So, who's going to start with number 1? Number 1, okay? You will be number 1. You will be number 1. Not be number 1. Number 1. You be number 1. Number 1. Okay. And this table, who's going to be number 1? Be number 1. Okay. All right. So just go around the table so you know who's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, 2,
3,
4, 8. Okay. So that table. You too. Okay, so 1. Good. Okay, you got it? You guys? 1. Okay, you guys?
5.
Okay. Alright, good. Alright, so now, what you're going to do right now is number 1 will start first. Okay? Okay? And you're going to be timed. You're going to be timed 60 seconds, that means 1 minute, yeah? What you're going to do is, you're going to stand, and with that piece of paper, is this what you want? Is this your piece of paper? Okay? So when you view, okay. 1 page for it down. Okay, let's say for example, you stand up, and you're going to say your name. You're going to share with the people on your table your story of who you are in 2018. Okay? Alright? And then what's going to happen after this is a representative from each table is going to come up and share. Make it beautiful. Okay? Okay, we're going to start. All those for number 1, stand up. Quick, guys, come on. Thank you. All right. Good. All right. Let's start. Go. Okay, stop. Number 2. Number 2, stand up. Number 2. Start. Number 5, stand up, please. Okay, don't start yet, hang on.
You guys are number 5? Yeah, number 5? Okay, don't start yet. Don't start yet. Okay.
When I say start, you start, okay? Yeah, right? Because there is a reason why you're given that X amount of minutes. Okay? Because when you're being, this is communication, and there are times as well that you may be in radio. You may be somebody who's being interviewed in radio, for example. Okay? You may be somebody that's being interviewed on TV, okay, or by any journalist, for example. And for some of us over here, you can really experience that sometimes it's too long, 1 minute, but you never realize that. Am I right? Okay? Sometimes it's too short. Right? Okay? So really understanding that timing is really crucial. Alright? Now even if you think you want to be a trainer or a consultant or presenter on stage, the time is very, very, very important. Okay? So practicing communication, getting all the bits and pieces that you want really exact in that time, it's really very, very important. Okay? So I just want you guys to practice this and don't jump. If you speak less, then you know that you haven't got enough. Okay? Then stand there and create. Then you really, really will expand your skills. Alright? Okay. Go. Good. Good job, guys. Excellent. Okay. Any number 8? Yes. Anyone else? Okay, let's go. You're gonna come up here. Okay. Oh yeah. All right, let's go.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Firdaus. You can call me Daus. Okay, for the next 3 years, I want to be professional silat fighter. Okay, this is me. Okay, why I want to be, give me more minutes. Okay, why I want to be a professional silat fighter? Because when we learn something that we call martial art, we will be more disciplined, and I want myself to be more disciplined, and also I want to protect this Malay traditional martial art from extinction. Because if we look at the movie and the TV, we always see like Tomoy, like Kung Fu, but there's not so many lah. We see silat, and I want to show it to the world. That's why I want to be a professional silat fighter, and also I want to protect myself and the other that I love, like my mother, my father, my parents, my sister, something like that. And also I want to build house, that modern Malay traditional house. Something like bamboo, but it made from wood, and a lot of Malay culture, like arts, ukiran. Sorry, I didn't read vocabulary. And also I want to have vehicle transport. I want to have ATV. The motor that have four wheels, ATV. Alright. Because I love to go into the forest, and also I want to have 4x4 vehicle. Hilux. I don't.
Very nice. Very well done. So, how do you guys feel? Yeah? Something different, huh? And do you realize that each and every one of you has got a very unique dream? Yes? Yeah? Is that powerful? Is that powerful? Is it real? Is it real? Is it real?
Yes!
That's it. That's it. Okay? So what you got to do is really focus on it. Yeah? Because the thing that you put energy on grows. You get it? Okay? The thing that you put energy on grows. The paper that you see in front of you and the picture that you have put in front of you, where did it come from? Your heart. You got it. You got it. Okay? Nobody told you what you should draw. Did I tell you what to draw? Did I tell you what to draw? Yeah. Did the teacher tell you what to draw? It came from you. So what you have done today is to draw it out from you. Your own heart's desire. You get it? Okay? So, now, we're going to have a representative, not you, from the table. Okay? Who's going to volunteer? Come on, quick. Table 1. Quick, quick, quick. Table 1. Table 2. Table 2. Table 3. Come on. Table 4. Up here. 5. Not the same people before, huh? 6. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. Come on. Move, move, move. Come on, come on, come on.
Volunteer. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, let's go, come on. All right, come on. Very good, good job. Good job. Come on, Dad. If you don't come up, I'm going to pick you. Come on, guys. Okay, excellent. Round of applause. Come on. Okay. 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 So get your, you're going to explain just like what okay? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, hey guys, my name is Adelene. This is I'm 19 and this is me. This is what I illustrate myself 3 years from now. Okay, this is me in my own office having a cup of tea with my own mugs that say best animator ever. And I am happy with my job and this is my cat. Okay, what do I want? Sorry. What do I want in by 3 years from now is I want to be a professional in my field, that is animator and illustrator. I want to have a lot of experience and high profile in my field now. And I want to be happy with my job because this is my passion. I want to have a great relationship with friends and lover. And I want to explore another country animation production. And I want to have a pet because at this moment I can own one. Okay, that's all.
Great job, really wonderful. Okay, please. Just maybe at the side. Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. Come on. You are one superstar. Come on, give you a round of applause.
Hi guys, I'm Fikri. Okay. Okay, I love drawing and coloring. In 3 years in the future, I want to be a professional artist. Okay, this is me in 3 years. Okay. In the future, I just don't want to be a professional artist. I want to be an animator, illustrator, and many other things that related to drawing. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Excellent. How did that feel? That's okay, come. Fine.
Hi guys, Assalamualaikum and good evening. They call me Faiz and I see myself in 3 years as a successful person. can see, I'm with a successful person, okay? And you can see I'm collecting the knowledge and people around the globe. And I will spread, I will make a brand, local branding, my company, and spread all over the world. Okay, I love travels. And I love to meet people and to know others' culture. And with that, I hope I can make something from it to make my company.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. You just experienced a growth in Paddee.
Yes.
Yes, right? You see, dreams can be transformed. Okay? And you can transform when you draw out and be true to yourself. What you really, really want. And if you are not studying the kind of thing that that's going to take you there, that's okay. Doesn't mean you can't change. Okay? Alright, guys? Come on, big man.
Hello, my name is Dennis. Hello, hi, okay, my passion is science and technology. So I'm interested in anything that is related to science. Basically, if you want to understand me, I'm the S and C person. S and C, just not the personality thing. Okay. So I'm very keen on details, and I love data. If you show me anything that is written abstract, I love that. Okay. So my dream is for the next 3 years is to degree and diploma is just to show the world that you know something. But I want to go beyond that. I want to build myself through my passion. Through my passion in science, I want to work hard. I want to represent a change of thinking in science, and I want to inspire the new generations to, especially Malaysia, to have an interest in science and technology, because a lot of our brothers and sisters are not very keen in science and technologies. So this field has a future in Malaysia, a lot of future. So if all of them are really interested, Malaysia can go somewhere. Okay. I want to become a speaker to inspire everyone. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, great job.
Nicholas. Yeah, well, my paper is just right in front. Scratch that. So what I really want to become, since I'm 18 this year, I'm gonna get my SPM result, and I will be going to join the one, and do illustration for the next 2-3 years. Get my diploma lah. Then after that, then I will see how it goes from there, and I will be happy to work with each and every one of you here in the future after getting my diploma. Yeah, and also find some place to chill out for the next after 2-3 years.
Alright, thank you.
Hi, very good evening everyone. My name is Gilbert, from RBG. This illustration of mine here shows me of my dream, whereby in future I intend to become a professional illustrator who specializes in character design in Tenko Koei. It's a Japanese game company at the nearest situated in Singapore, and I also wish to create characters whereby my audience are able to relate to them, feel them, and at the same time able to know the characters, as in they're able to recreate them in certain scenarios. And also I would like to have live streams in future as well, whereby I can mingle with my friends and able to talk with them, ask them for critiques and such, and allow myself to better myself with them in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, everybody come close here. Come. How do you guys feel? Nervous, yes, okay. But how do you feel after? Do you feel that you've achieved something? Yes? Yeah. Okay. You feel you've achieved something by standing up here and actually voicing out your dream. Yeah? Oh, revved up! Very good. There you go. Noreen, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm proud of my dreams. That's why, even though I feel nervous at first, but I say out loud my dreams.
I feel awesome.
Right now, to be honest, I'm still nervous.
At the first, I feel a little bit nervous because I stand up here twice, and and after I already told what I want to be next 3 years, I'll become more semangat apa? More confident because when I say I want to be a professional silat fighter, people clap and give support to me. So I will.
Okay, excellent. Okay. So you know what, guys? You know what? It takes courage. Okay? It takes courage to draw, to write out your dream. Okay? It takes courage for you to stand up here or in front of any of your friends on a table and voice out your dreams. But you know what? The minute that you have actually voiced that out, feel your energy right now. Okay? It's different. You're more confident that that dream will be a reality. Am I right? Give yourself a round of applause. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Okay? Excellent. Okay, so that is going to just come and do it up.
The ones who are smiling are smiling, the ones who are not smiling, still not smiling, huh?
So, shake the person's hand on your left, hand on your right, and say to that person, I see you in all your success. Do that. Yeah. Because you know why? You know why? It's just that today you don't know it yet. But in 3 years' time, that person sitting right next to you could be the millionaire in the newspapers. Am I right? Aren't you glad you shook his hand today? He'll remember you. Right? So you just bought yourself an opportunity. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and we're just going to finish the last few bits here. The last little step here is believe in who you can be. So with all the stories that you have written for yourself, your dream, your future, what you want to have, I'd like each and every one of you to pick. I'm going to flash a series of quotes. I'd like you to pick one that is most meaningful to you and write it down on your page. Can we do that? Okay, so it's very personal. Pick one and write it down on your page, and I'll tell you what you can do with it later. This is Oprah Winfrey. She's got a whole bunch of quotes that I personally love. Pick one, huh? One. Okay, I'm going to flash quite fast because time's really up. So, can I see ya? Okay, but can you guys see that? Hope you have better eyesight than me. You're half my age. Right. Can I go next? Next. Richard Branson, one of my favorite guys. You guys know this guy? Yes. Okay. Pick one that you feel closest to. Pick one of that, each one of that is this one, right? So pick one that you feel closest to you. Okay? Put it on your piece of paper. You guys see that? Success is never on discount. Greatness is never on sale. Greatness is never half price. It's all or nothing. Who likes that one? There you go. Right? Don't make a habit out of choosing what feels good over what is actually good for you. Which one of you guys like that? If you listen to this guy, he's really cool. Zig Ziglar. Have you guys seen this one? Yeah? Which one of his do you like? If you do not see yourself as a winner, you cannot perform. Choose one, you guys, and put it in your paper. Yeah? When you do more than you are paid for, eventually you'll be paid for more than you do. See the key word there? It's called eventually. Right? Everybody got one already? Who still hasn't got one? Who hasn't got one? Who hasn't got quotes? Guys? Okay, who's still left without a quote? Can I see a raise of hands? Everybody's got one? Okay, good. That's Brown, my favorite guy. You want to replace? Very, very quickly. Alright, good. And the last one, of course. This is what you learned today. Qualification tells people who you know. Attitude tells people who you can be. Okay? But anyway, you don't have to write that down. But anyway, there we go. So, I'd like you to keep the piece of paper that you have with that quote. And if you can use that quote to remind yourself of what you want to be in the next 3 years, you're going to make it. Okay? So, I'm just going to leave you guys with a little bit. We're coming to the end of the day. So I'm going to leave you guys with just a little bit. In my last trip to South Africa, I met a young man. And this young man is just 28 years old. Okay, I was fascinated and I was curious what makes him tick. And I decided to, go have a meeting with this young man. And here's what I found out. He comes from a very poor family. He's the eldest of 5 people in the family. He's the eldest child. And he didn't have enough money. Parents didn't have enough money to send him to college and for further education. And as I spoke and talked to him, I was curious as to what prompted him to write a book. At 28 years old, he had written the second book in his life. The first book was only 200 prints. In other words, it was 200 copies. The second book is 2,000 prints only. The average book print is about 15,000 to 20,000. And I said, why are your projects so small? He says, you know what? I'm building my career, I'm building my reputation. Right? So, his book is titled Make Way Out of No Way. But the reason why I bring this up is because, as a closing for today, I'd like to read you the last little bit in the conclusion of his book. Okay, by the way, the title, like I said, Make Way Out of No Way. Does that sound like perfect English to you? But does it make sense? Doesn't sound like perfect English, but it makes sense, huh? There we go. So, I'm just going to read you the last little bit. And here's how it goes. Many of us have goals and dreams, and we all want to achieve them. However, if our dreams do not have plans and a mission, we will just talk about them, and they will not come to pass. For us to achieve our goals, we have to draft our mission, the hows, the whens, and wheres. Many people want to achieve their goals without working on them. You have heard people say, talk is cheap. That is true. We need to move away from our comfort zones and go get what belongs to us. It is time for all people to shine and thrive. So, with that, I hope you guys have had fun today. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Thank you very, very much.
Congratulations. Brilliant. There we are. Job well done. Okay,
Give a big round of applause for our wonderful ladies from Paddee Connexions, Dephy and Adelene. Alright, so it's a special day today, and you all dressed up in red. Now, who wants to have a photo op here in front for all the people in red? We can have some people up there, we can have some people down here, we can have some people sitting, but you know what? How often it is we're all going to be in the same color together. And even those who didn't wear red today because you didn't know, we still want you here because you're part of the team. This wonderful Seed Jobs for Life team. And I want all the volunteers, our supporters and the trainers here, let's just take some really good photos, yeah? But not with all our 101 cameras, okay? Maybe just 2, 3. Kim Fong, all of us, just a quick shot, yeah? Can we all do that? Yeah, come on. Come on, before you get out of the room. Happy birthday!